Everyone, welcome back to my channel, Watcher of the Forest. Thank you so much to everyone who has liked, commented, and subscribed. I love you guys very much. Thank you for your support. And to my ancestors, angels, and benevolent spirit guides, known and unknown, thank you so much for your guidance and protection through every realm. So let's get into this collective message, okay? So I believe I'm reading for a King of Cups. Water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Although you don't have to be that sign, but if you are, then it's really for you, okay? So, a King of Cups. You are the master of your emotions. Sometimes taking decisions by heart can lead to consequences. Yeah, you're the king, right? You're the king of your emotions. You have emotional maturity, compassion, calmness, balanced emotions. All are beautiful attributes to have, right? And since you're the king, you've really worked your ass off to get up to that status as king, right? But I want to say that not a lot of people wear their heart on their sleeve. Isn't that correct? And I'm a water sign, so I understand totally this reading because I've been in this situation in my past. But anyways, so is there a need to balance emotions and intuition with reason and logic? Yes, there is a need. I think there's a need in everything, in everyday life, right? Like I said earlier, not everyone wears their heart on their sleeve. Not everyone operates in their emotions all the time, right? Especially if you run across an earth sign, a Taurus, a Virgo, or Capricorn, right? They certainly do not wear their heart on their sleeve because they're an earth sign. They're grounded, right? But water signs, we are all about our emotions, right? So what the reading is saying in the next card is the Page of Water. Love or apology is on the horizon. Is on the horizon probably to you, or maybe you're giving this love or apology, right? Will new creative opportunities arrive? Yes, they will. New beginnings, creative inspiration, intuition, artistic expression. Whatever that is. You don't have to be an artist, but you can, whatever, I want to say, however you want to communicate with other people, right? I believe that you are, even though you're a king of your emotions, I believe you're going to try something new. And so that means you're going to start from scratch. You're still going to be in the king status, but you're going to be starting something new as a page. It's like an apprentice, right? You're going to allow new opportunities to arise in your life because you're going to go about them with reason and logic. It's like an experiment. You're just going to give it a try, right? Give it a shot in your life. If I don't say, like, you're talking to your neighbor and your neighbor is so used to you being emotional, or, and I don't want to say emotional, but I want to say, like, you talk about, your love for things. Oh, I love this hobby, or I love that. And talk about your emotions and your dreams, right? Well, it's the King of Cups. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But say, like, if you were talking about that stuff to an earth sign, they might think, oh, wow, this guy's all in his emotions all the time, right? So I think you're just going to try something new. You're going to try something new. You're going to ground yourself a little bit more, right? You're not going to be so much like a fish swimming all the time, because maybe at home, I'm thinking maybe you are the King of Cups, right? You are the master of your emotions. But I think sometimes we hide how we're feeling inside. Isn't that correct? Because we have the Four of Wands in reverse, which is disharmony. unstable home life, lack of community, and instability. I think we wear our heart on our sleeve sometimes because we're hiding. Maybe you're hiding how you're feeling, right? I mean, yeah, it's very easy to hide how we feel, right? So if you have an unstable home life, but you're a King of Cups, water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, you don't feel like there's anyone there for you. You're living in a lack of community, which means there's nobody there to support you, right? Instability, no support. You don't feel like you're on solid ground, right? The Hanged Man. Sometimes the only way to gain perspective is to pause and see the world surrender to what is. So if this is your home life, if you are in an unstable home life as the King of Cups, you just need to surrender to it. Surrender to what is. What sacrifices are you willing to make for a higher purpose? I think you need to let go. Whatever context that means for you. Physically let go, emotionally let go, right? So that you can gain a new perspective. It's almost like saying, walk away for a little bit, surrender, walk away. Like, take yourself out of that situation, even if it's just for the day. I was going to say go watch a movie, but don't do that because you're still going to be up in your head about what's going on in your home life, right? So I want you to maybe go to a baseball game. It's activity around you. Get into it, cheer for the teams, right? I want to say maybe go to an amusement park and listen to all the kids screaming and laughing and having fun. Get on some rides yourself. Clear your head, right? So that you can let go and surrender so that you will get a new perspective, right? Because this is how you're feeling. You've reached rock bottom. There's no place, you can't go any, you can't go any further down than this, right? This is how you're feeling. What difficult endings or painful experiences have I recently endured? And how can I use them as a catalyst for growth? Well, if you surrender to what is, this is how you're feeling. Get a new perspective, right? A new perspective. You can only go up from there. Be bold and curious. Be eager to explore the world around you and learn new things. When you surrender and let go, you have a new perspective. Well, you know what? I feel like this is what you're saying. I feel like I have 10 swords in my back, right? But I'm going to trust the magic of new beginnings. I'm going to let my curiosity run wild. I'm going to communicate and explore with confidence, right? As the King of Cups, you're all about your emotions, your dreams, and your love, right? Whatever you love. Many loves, one love, it's all up to you, right? So you're going to explore new perspectives as a page because you've never done it before. It's almost like you're learning how to interact with everyone else. I mean, you can be the King of Cups and in your emotions all the time with yourself, your dreams and your love. You can talk about that all you want, but I think you're realizing that other people don't operate that way, right? And then we have the Seven of Wands. Stand firm in your convictions and defend what you believe in. How can you assert your beliefs and stand your ground? Well, you can take courage. You can have courage within yourself, perseverance, right? You're in competition with only yourself. You can stand firm in your beliefs and your courage. Yes, you can do that, right? I'm not asking you to disarm your emotional side. No, that's a beautiful side. That's a handsome side of yourself. It's part of you as the King of Cups, right? I'm just saying tweak it just a little bit. You know, since you're the master of your emotions, sometimes taking decisions by heart can lead to consequences, right? It's like not everything needs an emotional response. You know, sometimes you could just end a conversation with a handshake instead of a hug. I mean, it all depends on who you come across, right? It all depends on, say, like if you're, the King of Cups and you're talking to another water sign. Well, of course, you're going to hug each other. Oh, I love you, bro. Stuff like that. Or I love you, sis, or whatever, right? That's how you're going to end your conversation. But if you're coming up with a fire sign, right? This fire sign is just going to be like, maybe not wanting a hug, and they don't want you to tell them that they love you, but end your conversation with a handshake, okay? And just something like that. Just totally something different. So just change your perspective just a little bit so that you don't, so you're not taking decisions by heart can lead to consequences, right? So that you're not in that situation. The Four of Cups. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. Yes, it does come from your own actions. It's your responsibility to make yourself happy. It's not anybody else's responsibility. Not anybody else's responsibility at all. Is it time to consider new possibilities? Yes, it is, right? I just said that. It is time to consider new possibilities. Like, depending on who you're talking to, you can take your decisions by your heart with certain people. With other people aren't as joyful as you. Other people don't like to laugh as much as you. Other people don't live in their head and thinking about their dreams, right? Other people don't openly express love as you do, the Queen of Cups, right? So maybe consider new possibilities. Just, I want to say, tone it down just a little bit. Just tweak your personality just a little bit. I'm not saying to never, ever have your emotions. Yes, always, right? But just, I want you to be more observant of who you're talking to, okay? And then try that. If the person seems rigid and just, I want to say, what do I want to say? Something like, okay, so what I want you to do is observe the person that you're going to talk to, right? You can tell a lot by how they're standing, the expression on their face, what they're wearing, clothing-wise. And you can listen to them, how they approach you. Is it, oh, hello, Mr. Smith, how are you doing today? That person's not into their emotions. They're not into love. They're not into, I want to say they're not into their dreams or whatnot. They're like cut and dry, right? So when you deal with them, just sway more into the cut and dry yourself, right? And then you'll have a better outcome. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm not going to choose that one. It did not go with this reading at all. Walking away. Walking away isn't failing. It's choosing yourself. When the path no longer serves you, it's time to move on. Maybe you're just going to find someone, or I want to say maybe when you're talking to someone, you're going to be like, "Oh, I can't do this. I can't be so cut and dry like this person is. I'm just going to walk away." And maybe you're just going to, I don't know. Are you just going to find people that you can just relate to? As the King of Cups, who always wears his heart on his sleeve. You know, you talk about your dreams and the love that you have in your life. All the loves, I want to say, right? Because you can love your job. You can love the people in your life. You can love your hobbies. You just love everything, right? It's up to you if you want to walk away from certain people because you don't jive with them. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And sometimes it's hard for the King of Cups to talk to other people who are rigid and, you know, just think in terms of black and white and yes and no. You know, there is no dreaminess after that. There is no passion. You know, like there is no emotions or dreams, right? They just want to get to the point and be done with it. And if you don't want to talk to that person, then just walk away, right? You can find some other person to talk to in regards of whatever you needed to talk to them about. My creative power. I recognize the power of my thoughts to shape my world. I choose to use them to create a universe of joy and harmony. Today, I maintain a positive attitude, knowing I have the power to create love and peace. Yeah, you can create all the love and peace you want in your world. It's your world, right? You can decide who you want to talk to. You can decide who you don't want to talk to, right? All I'm saying is when you have to talk to someone, say like in your job, in your career, and that person that you have to talk to is not all love and light like you are, sometimes you have to surrender, right? Surrender, what we talked about, and choose different words to use, right? And you're not so much abandoning yourself at all. You're still being true to who you are. You are just making sure that some decisions that you make, some people that you talk to, don't lead to consequences, right? Empowerment. You hold the power to shape your reality. Take charge of your actions and decisions. Own your choices today. Take full responsibility for the direction of your path. Yeah. Take full responsibility. A lot of people don't want to take responsibility for themselves, but you really need to. You need to take full responsibility for the direction of your path because nobody else is walking it but you. You're the only person walking your path, right? The absolute only person. Take full responsibility. Say like a conversation with a colleague didn't work out because you were too full of your emotions and dreams and love and whatnot. And, you know, not a lot of people are touchy-feely, right? Not a lot of people like hugs. Not a lot of people like to be told that, you know, you love them, even though it's not a romantic love. Of course, it's a platonic love because, you know, you have a platonic love for your the employees that you work with, right? Your coworkers. Oh, I love you guys. Not a lot of people like to hear that. So just tweak it a little bit and keep the love that you want to feel for yourself, right? And for the people that you know. Don't mind being told that. Your creative energies are in full bloom. Express yourself. Yeah, I do believe that. Your creative energies are in full bloom, and express yourself when it's appropriate, right? When you're around other people who like being told that you love them, right? Just something like that. I am nurturing my physical, emotional, and mental well-being with self-care and kindness. Yeah, definitely King of Cups. With self-care and kindness towards yourself, right? That's a beautiful ending to this reading, I have to say. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I hope it helped you on some level in your life. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye.